I do thank you for hanging around. My name is, if you just came in, I'm Todd Snider. I've been singing these songs I come up with. This song, I'll do a working song for you now. And a lot of different people have called me lazy over the course of my life. A handful of them right to my face. Which I don't think is fair, because I had, before this job, I've had this job for quite some time. And before that I had 4 other jobs, and I'm proud to say that I only quit one of them, and I'd still be doing them other jobs had they allowed me to do so. I drove a brush hog. They call it a brush hog or a bush hog, where if it's the grass is too tall for a lawnmower, they get this thing called a brush hog. And they was giving me money to drive that around, and I drove it up into this fence, this barbed wire fence, and really fucked it up. And the boss was upset, you know. And then I was working in a restaurant. I was a busboy at a restaurant, and I was drinking in the bar with some of my friends this one night, and the manager came in, and he got all wound up and mad at me, which I didn't understand. I guess if I hadn't have been on the clock, he'd have probably been less upset about it, because the tables were piling up, but I still didn't think he needed to get so tense about it. And then I had this, then I had this job at a hot tub, it was a landscaping place, and they fired me from there too. They never even said why with that job. And then I got a job at a hot tub plant. I wanted to be a singer the whole time, but I was working in this hot tub plant, and one day I was driving to it, and I didn't want to go, and I kept thinking, I want to be a guitar player. I want to be a fucking hot tub plant sweeper-upper. So I skipped work and decided to try to be a full-time singer. I got to make some albums, so I got one of them probably here with me, and then there's some others that are maybe at the store, probably not though, maybe, you know. Anyway, I was trying to, when I remember this song I come up with a long time ago with someone, I remember I was trying to get someone to let me make an album of the songs, because I couldn't afford to pay to go to one of the studios, you know. And so I was trying to send my tapes to different people, and I found out that you had to go to these things that there would be like a deal where if you got, it was like a cattle call where they would have like 300 different singers and 200 different record company type people. And there would be a banquet with free shrimp and shit, and then you'd go play for 20 minutes, and that's how you get that thing together. So I thought, well, I'll try that then. So I sent this tape to these people, and they said I could go to the thing. And I'm kind of nervous in general, you know, and so I got to the function there's like in the hotel lobby before, where you're supposed to go meet everybody and then go off and perform, and you have a tag on with your name, and there's free food, which is always great if you're a musician, but there's like, anytime there's like sculpted ice of a different animal near the free food, it's hard to feel comfortable. So I started kind of breathing hard, and so I thought, well, there was free drinks too, so I got 2 drinks, and I went into this coat closet to just catch my breath, and I remember hoping, well, I hope nobody brings their coat in here, you know. And the door opened, and I thought, oh shit, but it was another guy kind of like me, and he had a couple of drinks too, and he's like, this is fucked. Did you get the shrimp? I said, yeah, I had the shrimp, but Jesus. Anyway, he's the guy that played before I played, and he's going to come back out and play some more. Will Kimbrough, my friend. One time I remember in the early days, me and Will have been on the road together off and on since 1993. So on our first tour we went out on, the record company said that we want you to go out on a tour. We know the record doesn't come out for a month, but we want you to be really practiced. So we got you these dates in these bars that no one's gonna be at, you know? So we played this place in Auburn for like 2 people, and then we played this other club for like 4 people, and then we would go to all these different places, and then they said, we want you to play the Walt Disney, Disney World, Hard Rock / Disney World / Coca-Cola McDonald's Incorporated company. And fuck, you know, we'll play almost anywhere except for like a KKK rally or something like that. And we like frat guys, but we won't play your fucking house because you break our shit. Nevertheless, it was one of those nights that we had off, and we were down in Tampa, Florida, and we didn't know where the rest of the band was, and so me and Will decided to go down to the bar and have a couple glasses of wine. And right across the street from the hotel was the, what was it called? The Universal Studios Picture Theme Park and a souvenir thing, you know, right? Hang on, I gotta hang on a second. It's okay that I'm telling you, I'll tell you this one more story and then we'll just jam. Is that okay? Great. I must say I do like this place, man. So, me and Will are sitting in the bar at the hotel across the street, and we keep looking over at this Universal Studios theme park and, you know, t-shirt emporium or whatever they have, you know. There's supposed to be some rides and shit. And so we drink a couple drinks, and we're like, where's the band? And then we drink a couple more, and we say, fuck the band, man. Then we drink a couple more and we say, man, we should have gone on that Universal Tours trip today. We had nothing to do. And then Will, on his 5th drink, said, well, we could still take the tour, you know. And it was about 10:30 at night, and we said, okay, let's do it. So we jumped this big fence that was like 12 feet tall, and we had to help each other over it, and we finally got over on the other side of it, and we went to the Bates Motel, you know, the movie where they shot that Bates Mansion. Me and Will were running around in the stairs and shit in the Bates, going, this is fucking great. And we were getting in the rides and shit, and we found this place where they kept all the animals, and we were fucking with the ducks and the geese, and there was a goat and shit, and we were like, this is great, this is fucking great. And all of a sudden, we start seeing all these like siren lights, but they're not close. They're just, we see siren lights. And so we hope maybe there's some trouble outside the park, you know? But as it turned out, as soon as we went over the fence, we tripped some wire that said we were in there. And they were pretty concerned about it. Apparently, it costs a lot of money to get in there. So when people just go for nothing, it pisses them off pretty bad. So somehow we take off running from the area where the goat was, and somehow we got split up, I remember. And Will was running one way and I was running the other way. And we kept running, and I remember I jumped under a bush like I was 14. I was like 26-year-old man at the time. I'm under a bush. Fucking muddy, I cut myself somehow, I got blood coming down my elbow. I'm like, where's Will? How are we gonna get the fuck out of here, you know? And then all of a sudden, down this little road that they have, down like Candyland Lane or some shit, here comes these 2 cops. I can see them through the bushes. I'm looking through the bushes and I see these 2 cops with Will. And he's yelling, hey man, it's cool, it's cool. And as I see them both holding his arm, I'm thinking, it's not cool. It's not fucking cool at all. I think you're selling me out, you motherfucker. But I came up out from under the bush, and I took my punishment. I said, sir, sorry. We're the band playing tomorrow night. We're drunk. We don't know what we're doing. And haven't for quite some time.
So if there's some paperwork we should fill out, or somebody that you want to send us to, we'll go talk. I'm sure this is my parents' fault somehow. When I was a kid, I wanted that pony. God damn it, I wanted that pony. And I'd have fed that fucking thing too, and I'd have cleaned up after it. But no fucking pony. So eventually, you know, you're sneaking into Universal theme parks. That's how they do it on Oprah, right? So we get back to the hotel and we're both muddy and we can't find our drummer and we don't have our keys and we can't prove we belong in the hotel. And we're both bleeding, and so they called the police again. And I can't remember how that worked out. But I don't think we went to jail. I'm pretty sure we didn't go to jail. I've been 8 times, and that wasn't one of them. But I do. We're gonna do something for you that me and Will over here come up with. About a fella on his way to work one morning, a Monday morning. They got him some Billy Joe shaver in the tape deck. He's driving some old beat-up car, and he's on his way to the plant. And on the freeway up ahead, he sees the exit that he takes to go to work. And just a little bit further up the freeway, he can see the exit that he takes to go to his favorite fishing hole. And he starts thinking to himself as he's driving, work or fishing? My future or right now? And then he says to himself, I won't work this morning. I can't punch in. There's too many questions under my skin. My back is aching. I'm so confused. I can't help but feeling like I am being used. I did like they told me to, and I settled down. Now I'm going crazy, working downtown. What do I do here? Why do I stay? And who are all these people that I'm checking in with every day? I need a room to think this over. I need a ride out to Horseshoe Lake. I wanna feel like it makes a difference. What difference one man makes? They say one man makes money, one man makes the time. Well, I need some time to think this over. I wanna make up my own mind. Some time away from all of this. I need a drink. How did I get here? Where will I go? Why am I so haunted by everything that I don't know? I need a
I'm gonna. I make set lists, but I'm aborting the fucking thing. Just doing whatever I want. This is a song I came up with in a series of songs, so it's called Better Than Ever Blues Part 2, but there's a Better Than Ever Blues Part 1 that I've never played for anybody. I just don't think it's as good, you know. But I remember sometimes when you get depressed, you know, it's hard to get out, and you think it might help you to go see some people, and it's awesome. So it gives you a chance, you know, to go see some people. And I remember that my brother told me his neighbors had just finished this beer they made, and they wanted to know if we wanted to come over and have some with them. And as we were drinking beer and getting to know each other, they told us they were in the KKK. Right? But can you imagine you're having dinner and you're on somebody's couch and everything's going great, and then all of a sudden they tell you they're in the KKK? What do you do? What do you say, like, oh, well, we're in some social groups as well? What do you say? What the fuck do you say, you know? I said, I took my beer and I poured it all over his carpet. I said, now that we're being honest about what assholes both of us are, maybe I should split. It's funny, they never invited me or my brother back over there again. Some people, you know, they just don't have any class. No fucking class. See, they didn't get that one. Dedicate this song to my friend Linda, because I have a friend named Linda that listened to the words to this song and found a whole different meaning to it that helped her get out of a different part of her life that she wanted to get out of. And so when I heard that made me feel a lot better about a lot of things. You can get a lot of things for being a singer, mostly just free drugs, but you can get trophies too. They even give you money. But when you come up with some song that tells somebody or makes somebody feel better about the shit they go through, that's what makes you want to keep driving so far. Nowhere to go, no one to call, nothing to do except for nothing. Oh wait, I know, hang on. I knew something was wrong. Nowhere to go, no one to call, nothing to do except for nothing at all. It's the same old climb up these same damn walls that I have fallen down before. You see, I've been down, man, I've been so depressed. I've been overworked and I've been overstressed. But deep down here I know I am blessed. I ain't gonna cry no more. I said I ain't gonna cry, I ain't gonna scream. I ain't letting nobody kick a hole in my dreams. I will not be falling apart at the seams like I've always done before. You see, I've used my fists and I've used my voice. I've used myself like a cheap Rolls Royce. I never knew that I could just use my choice. I ain't gonna cry no more. I ain't gonna do it, alright? They scheme and they plot and they plan attacks, but did you know someday soon we're gonna be switching tracks in a way that this world can't ignore? So call all of your buddies, call all of your friends, call up your enemies and make amends. We'll form an erase and letting everybody in. We ain't gonna cry no more. I said I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry no more. Lord God, we're forming an erase and letting everybody in. We ain't gonna cry no more. Hot dog. This is a song I've been singing since I was like 18. I was living in Texas at the time, and knowing it, I'd listen to Jerry Jeff and I'd listen to all these people, but nobody had ever really played me any Bob Dylan, you know. And so I got this Bob Dylan tape, and I started listening to it, and it took me a minute to get it, and then I started laughing. I said, "This is the fucking coolest thing I've ever heard." So then I got it in my head that I wanted to have a song like Johnny's in the basement, mixing up the medicine, and so I made up this song, and I started playing it around, and everybody liked it. They seemed to enjoy it, and they'd sing along to it, you know. And then I was at this after show party with all these musician types, and I played my song, and one of them goes, "That's that's just like a Bob Dylan song." I'm like, "Yeah, you like him too?" And he says, "You can't just, drive around and take other people's songs and turn them into your own songs and copy everybody and just do that. You can't do that." And I thought, okay, so I put the song away for 8 years. I put the song away and then I played it again, and I got this record contract, and I toured around with a billion other bands for a few years, and I found out, yeah, you can just copy it. So this is called Keep Off the Grass, but your line is Keep Your Hands Off My Daughter. And you just say it as fast as you can. There's no real melody to it. Keeps on getting harder to keep on keeping on, with everybody screaming orders in my ear. Well, I want to be my old man. I love to walk alone, but every time I leave my home, this is what I hear: keep your nose clean, head above water, keep your feet on the ground, keep your hands on my daughter, keep your back to the wind, your thoughts to yourself, and keep an eye on the clock, and on your health. Always say, let me keep to myself, I did find my own. Keep your nose clean, your head above water, keep your feet on the ground, keep your hands on my daughter, keep your back to the wind, your thoughts to yourself, and on the clock, and an eye on your health. Always say, let me just to keep to myself, I did find my own. You said to keep up with the times, you said to keep up with the Jones, you said to keep up with the rest of your class. So I keep an open mind in this closed-minded world, always telling me to keep off the grass. Hey, keep your nose clean, head above water, keep your feet on the ground, keep your hands on the daughter, back to the wind, thoughts to yourself, and keep an eye on the clock and on your health. Always say, let me just keep it myself, I did find my own. Keep your nose clean, head above water, keep your feet on the ground, keep your hands on the daughter, back to the wind, and your thoughts to yourself, and I'm a body, I'm a hell, this is keep myself and I keep. Time here last time. Looking forward to this today. I'm gonna ease, since it's a Sunday night, I'm gonna sort of ease into all the drinking songs. I got a song I made up. I lost my dad in 1994, 95, something like that. And I was sitting around, he used to watch football all the time. I hated it. I I hated sports because I wasn't good at it, and the people that were tend to beat up the people that aren't in school situations, which was uncomfortable for me, quite frankly. And so I kind of was against sports, and then after I lost my dad, I started to watch them, and because he was obsessed with them. And one morning when I was sitting around, I would watch football games on television. I'm starting to understand all the rules and everything. And I made this up one afternoon. I was watching some sports for my dad, and I started singing this song. Like missing you today. Sometimes I just get this way. Seem like everything I think brings back a new memory. Feel like missing you today. Help wondering out loud if we'd ever work things out. I wish I could make amends for anything I might have said back then. I can't help wondering out loud. Someday I'll see your smiling face again. I don't know when, but I know it's true. One other thing I know, no matter where we can go, you love me and I love never too far from my mind. I feel like crying sometimes. It's always been so hard to do, especially when it's come to you. Never too far from my mind. Feel like missing you today. I ain't letting nobody stand in my way. I'm gonna pull down these shades and play some old song. Has anybody got anything they want to hear in particular? Beer run, all right. Time has come today. Is that what you just said? I thought I heard someone say time has come today, right? I don't fucking know it, you know. It's a good idea. I had this friend of mine that went to college, and we were sitting around watching television one time, and it was that nature station, you know, where they show the one animal kill the other animal for about an hour. And we were watching this herd of gazelles, you know. And this big lion comes running out of the woods, a tiger or something, comes running out of the woods, and off, and then all the gazelles take off. And, of course, the slowest, weakest one lags to the back, and here comes the tiger, and he gets the slowest and the weakest one. And I told my friend, I said, this is the saddest fucking show I've ever seen. And he said, well, no, when I was in college, I learned something that might make you feel better. See, this is actually better for the herd when this happens, because they're traveling together, they're trying to get stronger, they're trying to get better, and these tigers and lions and whatever the hell they are, they're chasing them around in the woods, trying to eat them, right? And every time they come running away, the slowest, weakest one is the one that gets caught, which means the strongest, fastest ones move on, reproduce, and overall, the herd gets stronger and better from losing the slowest and the weakest one. And I was kind of dizzy when he got done with it, you know. That was pretty good. And I said, I'm going to go get another beer, you know, you want? So I was going into the fridge. He goes, you know, it's the same way with beer and alcohol. Everyone tells you that it kills your brain cells, which is true, but it kills the slowest and the weakest ones. That's why you always feel so much smarter after you've had a few drinks. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. Couple of frat guys from Abilene drove out all night to see Robert Earl Keen at the K-Pig Swine and Soiree Dance. They wore baseball caps and khaki pants. They wanted cigs, so to save some money, they got one off this hippie that smelled kind of funny. And the next thing they knew, they were both really hungry and pretty thirsty too. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. Found a store with a sign said their beer was coldest. They sent in Brad because he looked the oldest. He got a case of beer and a candy bar. He walked over to where all them registers are. He laid his fake ID on the countertop. Clerk looked, he turned, he looked back up, he stopped, he said, boy, I'm not calling the cops, but I am gonna keep this card. The guys both took it pretty hard. That sounded like we practiced. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. Oh, how happy we would be had we only brought a better fake ID on the B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. Found another old hippie named Sleepy John. He claimed to be the one from the Robert Earl song, so I gave him the cash. He bought him some brews. It was a beautiful day out in Santa Cruz. They were feeling so good, it should have been a crime. The crowd was cool and the band was prime. They made it back up front to their seats just in time to sing with all their friends. The road goes on forever. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. B-double-E-double-R-U-M, bear rhyme. Sherry was a waitress at the only joint in
I'm gonna do, I got married about a year ago. I'm still married now. My wife come down with me for this show. She's out there someplace. We've been traveling around North Carolina. It's beautiful up here. Let me tell you, I love coming up here. And I don't even know what to say other than like, we'll dedicate the whole evening tonight to Dale Earnhardt. I'm a NASCAR fan myself. I always like him. I'll root for his boy tomorrow. I was going to tell you though, when I decided I wanted to get married, and so I wanted to like do the right thing. I wanted to talk to her dad, you know, make sure he wasn't going to try to have me killed or something. Traditionally, parents haven't been my strong suit. If you go like to the date and you meet the dad and he asks you what your job is, like I think folk singer might be the worst thing you can. But their parents they were very kind to us, and we had a nice dinner and everything. The next day we was driving back towards Nashville, and she fell asleep in the car, and I made this up after I got sick of everything on the radio. Driving all day, we both said nothing. You threw your face in a magazine. I tuned in to the oldies station, flew away in a time machine. This world is so amazing. Sun is shining, it's raining too. I waited all my life for you. I don't mind sometimes not talking. Sometimes there ain't a thing to say. Anyway, I know what you're thinking, and I kinda like it when you think that way. I think I'll just keep on driving. Anywhere will do. I waited all my life for you. All this time I knew out there. All this time I knew someday I'd find you Some people tell you everything they think of. They say, yes, I will, but they never do. Sometimes I've gotta ask you to speak out. Everything you say is true. Say you'll be mine forever. Never leave me blue. I waited all my life for you. I waited all my life for you.
Man, when I was playing that, it made me... Is it all right? Do you mind if I tell you one more story before I go tonight? This may take a second, but when I was playing that last one, I thought of this one. And then it made me want to play this song, and then it made me think of this thing that happened to me in Chattanooga. I imagine that you guys probably go to a lot of shows. And you know these speakers that are down here at the front? Like these ones at my feet? Okay, well, these are the ones that I hear the show through. So I don't necessarily hear what you guys hear. I hear this. And this is connected to that guy that's back there someplace. There he is. All right, and so he and I can talk to each other through, he can talk to me through here, and you guys don't hear it. So he can go like, stop drinking, or abort, you know, if he wants to. And so one night I was playing in Chattanooga, and it was an outdoor festival, and I was singing. It seemed like everything was going okay. We were doing some folk shit about the wolves in the trees or whatever.
And the guy comes through the monitors and he says, "Hey man, do you like NASCAR racing?" So I was like, "Oh, the fun and the trees," you know. And he said, through the thing, "You want to meet Bill Elliott, right?" And I said, "Oh shit, that's my brother's hero, is Bill Elliott." So I said, yeah. And I finished the song. And he nodded at me, and then we went up back into the room of the free celery and carrots and shit. And we were sitting around there, and here comes Bill Elliott, right? He's immediately knee-deep in our fucking ranch dip. And he's running his mouth, and he's drinking our liquor, right? And I'm thinking, all right, to me, this fucker turns left all day, but it's my brother's hero, so right on, my brother's hero. I'm into it. Bill Elliott. Welcome to our area. Here's some fruit and shit. Hey, fantastic. We're having a good time. I say, hey, could you sign my guitar, right? So he grabs a pen. He writes his name so far across the guitar that the particular guitar that he did it to, I don't even use anymore, because he took up so much of it. And I thought, God, what an aggressive guy, you know? Jesus, I was like hoping you'd just put your name on it. I didn't want you to take over the whole fucking thing. But it's my brother's hero, right? So what am I going to say about it? I'll say nothing. My brother's hero, so fine, shit. And then I think, my brother, so I'll call my brother, right? And what time is it? So we could get blue here, right? Okay, so I call my brother on a cell phone. I go, "Check this out, Mike." And I hand it over to him, and he goes, "Hey, Mike. And it's like 2 a.m, right? And wake my brother up. "Hey, Mike, check this out. Guess who this is?" And I hand it over, and he says, "Hey, Mike, you old limp dick fuck. Wake up." And I'm thinking, and like you're thinking, God, this guy's an asshole. But he's my brother's hero. So what am I gonna do? And he's a NASCAR driver, which, okay, I'll scoot over for that. Fuck, whatever. Romp around, do your thing, you're drunk, you're having a good time, you might die tomorrow, for all I fucking know. So I'm trying to be patient with it. I'm one of them, I'm kind of a hippie, so I'm trying to run with shit. And let's say to my buddy, I said, let's ask him if he wants to go get a drink. Hey, you want to go get a drink? We'll buy you a drink. Yeah, man, I'll come drink with you guys. So we go over to this club, and check this out. This really happened. I'm sitting there at the bar, me and my buddy Will, and Bill Elliott, my brother's hero. And he gets up and he says, "Man, I got to take a leak." "Great, we'll buy you a drink while you're gone." And so I'm sitting there. Here comes the bartender. He says, "Hey, you guys, how you doing?" I said, "We're doing great." And he says, "Man, listen, that guy didn't tell you he was Bill Elliott, did he?" I said, "Oh, no. Oh, shit. This guy is not my brother's hero. In fact, he's my fucking hero." This is called Iron Mike's Main Man's Last Request. Hey, little buddy, don't even worry. Everything is gonna be okay. I could have told you when you started making money that the world was going to treat you this way. Forget your first wife, she was no good for you. She was a gold-digging bitch, and her mom was too. Hey, Iron Mike, don't let them get you down. Hey, little buddy, don't get uneasy. You just keep your eyes fixed on the fight. If that mean old Don King don't give us back all that money, I say you and I, we just go take it back some night. You're still the champion and everybody knows that you are. Come on, Iron Mike, let's take the Porsche down Titty Bar. Come on, champ. Come on, champ. All I'm asking is for $300, and that's only till my brother straightens out. I would do this for you if I could and you needed me to. Ain't that what friendship's all about? Hey, little buddy, don't look so angry. God, please, at least not at me. I'm right behind you all the way, old compadre. You just say whatever you want to and I'll agree. Who washed every car in this 10-car garage? Who carries the boombox and the entourage? Me, Mike. God damn it. Me. That one gets harder to play as the years go by. I made that up a long time ago. I was in my early 20s, and all Mike Tyson had really done was thrown a chair out of the window of his house. And then he wrecked the car, which I thought was fine, fucking fine. I think a lot of the stuff he does is funny. I remember I was wanting to try to stand up for him, and it seemed like every few months he'd do something else that made that a little more difficult to do. But it was always kind of funny, you know, beat up a guy in a boutique. That's kind of funny, you know. Or, you know, say something wrong to the lady, you know. Say something sexually suggestive to the Sports Illustrated interviewer. That's kind of funny. And then you bite this guy's ear off, and then it's still, you know. If you don't know the guy with the missing ear, it's still pretty funny, I thought. I was with him, you know. I was with him pretty close to the whole way there. And I remember my dad told me one time, he was like, listen, son, I'm not going to really raise you or teach you anything smart. Listen. You owe me 2 fucking things, right? All you need to do, my dad would say, just don't be a dickhead. That's it. I don't even care if you work. I don't even care. Sleep under a bridge. I don't fucking care. Don't do 2 things. You don't want to kill anybody, right? And you don't want to do the other thing. I'm not even going to say what it is. You just don't fucking do it. You don't. I mean, if you want to skate around rock bottom of like, I totally don't want to be a dickhead, but I want to get really, really close. Don't kill anybody, and you know what I'm talking about. Don't do that either. Or you're a fucking ass, you know? And so I'd be singing this song, and I'm like, come on, Tyson, goddamn, work with me, man. I'm trying to defend you. I tell you, I watch television a lot. I'm not afraid to admit a lot of people don't like to admit they watch television. I've been traveling around the country for 15 years. I've watched television fucking everywhere. I like to watch that Judge Judy in the afternoon. I find myself sexually attracted to her right before a sound check almost every afternoon. And as God is my witness, it's not just physical either. A lot of it is about the way she thinks and the way she talks. And one afternoon, I was standing in my hotel room watching Judge Judy, and she had this guy on there, and he came in and he started talking faster than I'm talking now. And he had a lot of facial expressions that were better than the facial expressions I got going now. And on top of that, to add to that, he had hand gestures that would not quit. I'd have voted for him to run if he'd have run for any goddamn thing he wanted to. And I liked him. And I thought Judy liked him too. And in the middle of his speech, he said to Judy, he said, but for one other thing you should understand, you know, is that my baby's mother has been incarcerated. And I said to myself, I stopped in my tracks and I said, what was that last thing he said? My baby's mother has been incarcerated. I had never heard that expression before.
And so I wanted to know what it was. And just at that same time, Judge Judy, she felt the same way. And she said, wait a minute, what was that last thing you just said? And he said, my baby's mother has been incarcerated, Your Honor. And she said, well, what the fuck does, well, she didn't say fuck because it's not cable. She said, well, what does that mean? And as he was explaining it, I could see that she was already doing the math in her head, and I was too, and I didn't need to hear him, I got it. By the time he explained it, I already understood it. But he had, but through the use of hand gestures and facial expressions and the idea that his baby's mother had been incarcerated, he said, my baby's mother has been incarcerated, and for some reason, that means that I don't owe this other woman over here any money at all. And I kept waiting for him to tie it together. But he did not. And they had free stationery in the hotel, and there was a pen. So I took it and I wrote down all the shit that he said. And almost all of it rhymed. He said, my baby mother been incarcerated, otherwise she would have been in today too. Testify every word I stated, while it may be complicated, it's true in a way. You see this woman here today, I hardly even know her. Okay, maybe once or twice I might have given her a lift, but she'd never give me any money, Your Honor. Every penny that she gave me, she said was a gift. She said that it was a gift. She said it was a gift. My baby mother been incarcerated. She had some trouble with an interstate cop who said he saw her driving by obliterated and was further frustrated by the way she wouldn't stop, so they called out all the other cops and had a high-speed chase. Chased my baby through the side of a tree. That's when I think they might have planted marijuana in her suitcase. Court-appointed lawyer told us cop to please, so we cop to plea. Cop to plea. My baby mother been incarcerated. Never had a lot of luck with the ladies, Your Honor. Never had a lot of luck with much of anything. My baby mother wanna drive a Mercedes, Your Honor. Baby mother wanna wear a bunch of diamond rings. She know damn well I can't afford these things, That's about the only lick I got, really. Baby mother been incarcerated. I'm kinda glad if I could tell you the truth, but that don't have a whole lot here to do with this matter. You see this woman here today, she just don't have any proof. I don't know whose voice I could be there on her telephone recorder, maybe brother or some other friend that's in on it too. Same old friend that came and helped me forge my signature, because that is not my signature. I'm telling you the truth, I am telling you the truth. Telling you the truth, my baby mother been incarcerated. I understand about the verdict and everything, Your Honor. You're just doing your job, that's alright with me. One more thing, I'll leave for my friends and my family. Could you tell me when this particular episode is gonna be on TV? I'm gonna be on TV, baby. Nobody suffers like a poor people suffer. 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 You're not forgetting to tip the bartenders, are you? Right. And I want you to remember that if you're the one that's supposed to be driving and you're also drinking, when you get back out there on that highway later, I want you to drive really fast and take a lot of chances, okay? That way they'll have you pulled over when I come swerving on by. I got a song I made up. I was living in Memphis a long time ago. I don't live there anymore. I still go down there sometimes, but I had this apartment on Madison Avenue, and I used to, like I was saying earlier, I'd play at this club called the Daily Planet, and there was all these bands around town that I loved, and I used to love when I lived there. And there was this one particular band that was my favorite group there called the Son of Slam, and they played music that were like the whole time, and you never could really understand what they were talking about, but it was just exciting to be around, you know. It was so fucking loud, and I enjoyed that. And their shows, one of the reasons I liked them is because their shows didn't start till 2 in the morning, and that would be right about when I'd be getting done, so I'd go see the last of their show, you know. And then one night I got to meet them and went back into the dressing room, and we all decided we was gonna go party. So we drove around Memphis for a while, and I didn't come home for like, I guess, 2 or 3 days. And they were a rock group. I was like in folk music. I didn't know that the rock and roll parties, they go for a number of days in a row like that. And I got back to my apartment, and it wasn't even late. It was early when I got back. And it was almost getting to be the sun coming up, and I laid down and I wanted to go to sleep. I was so tired, and I heard all this noise, and there was like tons of noise. It sounded like the Indigo Girls had decided to do a free concert in the parking lot of my apartment complex. And I wanted to sleep, you know. And so I got up and I looked out the window and I looked down, and there was this, they were having a protest rally. That's what it was. And there were all these people gathered around, and they had the Indigo Girls blaring out of like a boombox, I guess. And normally, like 10 times out of 10, if somebody's having some sort of protest rally and they're going to play the Indigo Girls and have pot and everything, I don't even care what the issue is. I'll go, you know. I'll be supportive. I could be supportive of that kind of thing. But this particular day I was so tired, you know, and I didn't know what to think. So I got up and I went down to the downstairs, and I walked up to the main hippie, and I said,
Did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. Now I'm feeling like I usually feel, and I feel alright. But I don't want to hear another word about morning. Can't take the night. Could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. There's something inside this world that's gonna soar. There's a gap between the rich and the poor, many miles long. The thing is bad, you and your friends wanna stand up and make it right. Could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. I was down in the corner, who I am, dancing all night with the sun slamming and a lot of people that I still don't know just rode in an hour ago. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. Try to keep it down. I was up kind of late last night. Well, I don't want to hear about this little affair or two. Man, I just woke up and where I am, I couldn't say for sure. You gotta come and break all your records. Then again, I might. If you try to keep it down, I was up kind of late last night. I was down at the bar like a fool I am, dancing on the table, the sun slam. I met a whole lot of people that I still don't know. Just rolled in an hour ago. If you try to keep it down, try to keep it down, try to keep it down. I was up kind of late last night. Could you try to keep it down? Shh. Try to keep it down. I was up kind of late last night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. Try to keep it down. I was up kind of late last night. Try to keep it down. Well, I can see you all the way back to the icy machine. What do you think of the band so far? We're not the kind of band that just wants to drive through town and fuck around. We're talking about that Bob Marley, Woody Guthrie. I'm not talking about some silly little Stone Temple Pilots connection. I'm talking about the real thing. I'm talking about BR 549. I'm talking about my brother Jack Ingram somewhere tonight. I think you know what I'm saying. How about Dan Barrett on the guitar? Thank you very much. I want to ask you this. Do you feel young tonight? I feel young as shit myself. And I know, you think I don't know? You think I don't know that I look like a ninth grader on his first beer? Well, screw you, it's my birthday. I went into the doctor, and my buddy Bob Mercer, he said to me, he said, Todd, he said, you got suitcases under your eyes, look like a damn truck. I want you to go to the doctor. So I went down to the doctor. Doctor looked at me and said, how old are you? I said, I'm 30 years old. Never trust anybody under 30. He said, well, let's run some tests. And that's when things got real serious. We ran some tests. He pulled me back out of the waiting room. I was reading about Mike Tyson in Sports Illustrated magazine. He said, hey, we need you to come in here. He looked at me, he said, 30? I said, well, that's what they tell me. They said, well, I'm here to tell you 40, 42, 45 tops. Can't even work a damn microphone. Think of James Brown, you fuck around, you break the thing. And this guy, he said, man, you're old. You're old as fuck. So I drove up to Indiana, I was in the hotel room, I felt old. I was about to put on a damn sweater. And all of a sudden, I was sitting in this hotel room in Indiana, I was watching the television, and all of a sudden, I was starting to get scared for the first time in my life. I'm not lying to you. I started to get scared. I started to think, maybe all my shit's going out. It could be over for me. So I spent the next year thinking about it. I was thinking about it over here at the Gold Rush. I was thinking about it over at 12th and Porter. I was thinking about it over there at the Chicken Shack. I was thinking, what about Jason and the Scorchers? And I was feeling scared. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 1 year later. And I'm here standing as God is my witness to tell you that I ain't afraid of shit. 1, 2, 1, 2. feel good like that. I could just do that for the rest of my fucking life. You give me a half a bottle of wine, half a joint, Friday night. They come up with all kinds of rock and roll, but none of it ever felt as good to me as it. You know, I got to meet Chuck Berry one time. And if you're gonna play music like this, you have to acknowledge Chuck Berry. I got to meet Chuck Berry one time. I ain't saying I ain't never been around no famous people, you know. I mean, I met Kato Kalin at the top of his game. He's just a normal guy like you and me. But Chuck Berry, that was different, man. Chuck Berry's my favorite. I really only got 2 songs, Johnny B Goode and Alice's Restaurant. You guitar players know what I'm talking about. I ain't ashamed of it. You gonna steal from somebody cool. So I was playing in St. Louis at the Duck Room. Chuck Berry owns the thing. I was so excited to be there. I was sitting in the dressing room with a half a bottle of wine, half a joint, getting ready to go like this. I'm sitting in there, and not through the door to the stage, but through the back door to the street. The door opens. In walks Chuck Berry. I said, oh shit. Chuck Berry's at my gig. I said, God, I love you so much. Coffee-colored Cadillac, campaign shouting like a Southern diplomat. I love you so much. He said, you the boy singing tonight, ain't you? I said, yes, sir, I am. He said, I'm gonna have to ask you to move your van, kid. I'm trying to get out of here. Go, oh, Johnny, go, go. Oh, Johnny, go, go. Oh, Johnny, go, go. Oh, Johnny, go, go. Johnny, be good. I moved my van, I said, can I get my picture made with you, man? He said, we'll meet again. We'll do it some other time. So I got that to look forward to. Oh, go. Oh, Johnny, go. Go. Oh, Johnny, go. Go. Oh, Johnny, go. Go. Oh, Johnny, go. Go. Johnny, be good.